How you guys doing? That satellite man has swelled up my elbow. Look at this. It's all swollen. This elbow, it's not. My arm hurts like hell. Look at this. Okay, this elbow is like this. This is that thing they had put on my elbow. Some government man had did that shit. And that was physical abuse, physical contact. The government's not allowed to touch me. Read the Treasury documents why the government is not allowed to touch me. They did this shit to my teeth. The government grabbed me and physically did this to my teeth. And they've been burning my mouth with satellites. It's illegal. My father got murdered from satellite. There are special guidelines that say the government is not allowed to look at my face or teeth or my mouth with a fucking satellite. And we're sticking to that. Do you understand that? We're staying with those documents. Those are the documents we're going to use, which is documented in the Royal Protocol, too. Why the government doesn't have a right messing with my face and teeth. You know that? And for some reason, they must want the camera. Alright. I'm like looking at the bottom of the camera. This is the top of the camera. Like the camera is up here. Right here. But it's always making me look this way. Or something. But anyways, I'm sticking with the documents, the 100% guidelines of my mother and father. And the international protection laws. Sticking with those 100% against the United States government. Sticking with the 100% protection laws of dentistry. Anybody that's damaged my face or teeth must get prosecuted. Anybody marking on my body, such as this thing. This thing. That's lawsuits too. Any other spider veins, varicose veins, denting into the face, mutilation of the lips, the pigmentation, them burning my lips. They made my lips look small. Plus, they had damaged my palate. They damaged my palate like this. They smashed it in. That's attempted murder too. This government man always tries to say some stupid shit like, oh, this man said he had an image of what he thought you would look like. I looked like what I looked like before you caused the damage, you dumb fuck. I'm not your child. My mother and father was two of the richest people in America. And they had their own image of me. And DNA facts. So your government man coming up with his idea of an image, and then you implementing your abuses and mutilations, is 100% attempts of fucking murder. And you must be charged for 100% attempts of murder. And that is the fucking facts, man. You and your criminal organization and government that are being funded illegally by the Treasury because you're on government payroll is treason. The fact that you have done these things when there was already protection laws from the day I was born. Don't forget my grandparents was rich too. My grandparents owned a lot of land in America. And farms and other types of companies and businesses and land. Sticking with the guidelines, 100% against the government. Any of them hiring people to try to murder me? Any of them hiring common citizens to try to foul up my life? Anybody trying to play entrapment games? You're burning my teeth right now, see? You're causing a problem. You're putting black marks on the teeth. Yeah, you ever seen a chicken bone that's been boiled or a chicken bone that got burnt? Yeah, it turns dark, you know. Your government agency is in violation of administration laws and your continuation of abuses. I'm not your child. I'm not your race. And you never had any legal right touching me And every day that you have done things to me, every day you've done anything to me, we need the explanation for what you thought or why you did what you did. You thought something. You mistaken my identity intentionally, and you stole billions of dollars of my money. And you've been beating me up with satellite transmissions. It's like sound waves. You ever stood in front of a big bass speaker? They just hit me in the mouth. It's another lawsuit. You ever stood in like a club and they had like a boom, 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 boom? Well, satellites is similar to that, but smaller directional wavelengths and directional laser pointing, which causes specific types of damage to a person's anatomy and teeth and lips and face and palate and bones and body tissue. Now, the camera's up here, but if I look at the camera, it looks that way. Looking directly at the camera. Both eyes looking directly at the camera. And you know, the satellite man has tricks. Not going along with your fabrications of your false suspicions and your misleading of information, government man. Do you understand that? They just poked me in the teeth there. They tried to make my mouth crooked. They tried to make my face crooked. You accusing me of something, government man? See, your false suspicions and your physical assault means you're trying to accuse somebody. Then you tried to mutilate a person's looks to make a false profile, to accuse somebody. And you stole sperm, you stole blood, you've shot at me, you've injured me. And you've been stealing all the insurance monies I was supposed to have received and all the lawsuit monies I was supposed to have received. If you claim you were holding on to it, that means you were squatting on it. And there's interest on all those lawsuits and interest on... They just hit me in the throat. That could be another $50 trillion lawsuit right there. You've been stealing my money. You've been holding me hostage. You've been playing your game of saying, well, he had this image of you looking like a poor boy. But was I born poor? My parents had trust funds, and there's trust fund laws. That means if you tried to steal my trust funds, you can go to prison for life. That's what it fucking means. Then there's trust fund insurance. That means you've tried to injure me to block me from my trust funds. And you tried to steal my trust funds when you falsely, illegally stole sperm, and you falsely and illegally impregnated females of your race. And you tried to put falsified child support on me, which is attempted murder. When you artificially inseminate somebody, I'm not responsible for what you've done. Plus, the Royal Protocol is a prenup, which I am not obligated to any birth of any child. I'm not obligated to any female financially in any way. And there's a reason for that. So girls don't steal sperm and then run off and then try to sue or try to steal money from me. Or so court judges don't try to steal monies from me and then they try to funnel it to females that they're conspiring with. And then they're trying to get paid under the table. Or they try to claim that their Supreme Court claims that, or some court judge would try to claim he's the protection of one of these females that tries to steal my money, that fucked up my face and teeth. The man that stole inches of my penis. The man that tried to steal diamonds from my body. Those people got to go to court. And their race and religion has to be documented for the whole world to see, whoever they are. The only thing that causes that damage is somebody grabbing a person and burning them with a very intense heat that burns the bones of the mouth and teeth. It's funny, isn't it, government man? Because you tried to call me uneducated. Do you know what schools I went to, government man? Do you know I've been valedictorian at some of the schools? Has that been known, or has anybody announced that information? You know, I've passed college exams and other exams in reference to... What was your SAT score, government man? What are your accomplishments, government man? See, you just like to try to downgrade somebody and you try to steal their history. What are your accomplishments in sports? athletics, music, movies or television, or performing arts of any kind. What's your history of performing on a job, government man? Are you a fast worker, slow worker? Did you make up lies slandering my character to burn me with satellites? I don't work under your satellite. Your satellite's attempted murder. Going back to the beginning laws. The fact that you kidnapped me from my real lifestyle and tried to domesticate me into your slavery game and your poor lifestyle game, you're going to have to get charged for attempted murder. I'm not playing your poor man pawn game. My parents and family history worked intelligently and worked very diligently in reference to factual activity. And don't misrepresent the word diligently. You can look up the definition, meaning somebody working in a good way and consistent with certain types of jobs or intellectual thinking, or somebody being smart when they're doing business, or researching investments or making investments. There's different types of words that are described in reference to the activity of intellectual decisions. The fact of you slandering my character and your people stealing my money and holding me hostage and extorting from me, and then you tried to deny my identity. You tried to accuse me of drugs by fucking up my face and teeth. Need the time and date of all these drugs that you've made up, because you're going to face the death penalty for accusing me of drugs. I'm totally against drugs, and everybody knows that. Anti-drugs. I have nothing to do with drugs, man. So you're going to have to get charged for slandering my character, government man. And the fact that you're still burning my teeth, thinking it's some type of fucking joke because you think you're in the fucking CIA. Now let's see what the CIA's credentials are. We know you don't outrank British intelligence. We know you don't outrank the Treasury. And we know you don't outrank other intelligence agencies. You are a German entity. This is not Germany. If this was Germany, it'd be a different story. But there's other countries that have more investments in America. And my parents had the most investments in the companies of which my parents owned, which I am the owner of. And that's the way it's always going to be. So your activity of damaging or mutilating and causing me injury is 100% manslaughter attempts and first-degree murder attempts and mutilation and hate crimes and physical assault crimes and sexual crimes of your government agents, and they must get charged. And they must get prosecuted for their crimes.